Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to today's readings. We are asking today for an immediate message from Source, from Spirit for you, and we're going to check out the week ahead, the next 7 days, and see if any information and guidance is coming through for you. Beautiful souls, welcome to the Moon Magic Tarot channel. Welcome back if you are returning. Welcome if you're new. It is amazing to be reading for you, especially at this point in time. The world is changing so fast, and you know, we are on a massive upgrade at the moment for humanity collectively and therefore individually. So this is a phenomenal time to be here. Life isn't always easy, so these readings, I hope I post them every Sunday, are a really good way of touching base with your spirit team once a week, just to see where things are at and to get as much guidance and advice for you that we can for the week ahead. So, beautiful souls, we have 3 amazing cards, and I'm going to draw runes and charms as well for you. But let me show you the cards first. So we have for pile 1, Wild Mage. This is the first card. These are independent creator cards. The wonderful Naomi has created these. I'll put a link to her website below, along with all the other cards that I used today. Beautiful artwork, beautiful energy, beautiful cards. Thank you, Naomi. So, Wild Mage is for pile 1. I'll do the runes and the charms in a minute. Pile 2, we have the Death card. This is for pile 2. And for pile 3, we have the Ground card. This is for pile 3. Okay, so those are the 3 cards. Now, for those of you that like the runes and the charms, let me get those out for you. Okay, I have 3 that have come through, and these are 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so pile 1, you have Othilla. This is the rune of separation or inheritance and gain. Let me draw a charm for pile 1 as well. Your charm is a beautiful bird, a swallow or a swift, I'm seeing here. Yeah, it's this way around. Okay, so that is for pile 1. I'm just going to put that there next to here. Pile 2, you have Kano. Kano is the rune of openings. Let's see what your charm is for pile 2. You have the third eye, the Eye of Horus. So this is the charm for pile 2, along with Kano, the rune of openings. Pile 3, you have Lagos, the rune of flow. And your charm is a leaf. This is your charm. So pile 3, Lagos, the rune of flow, the grounding card, and also the leaf. So my beautiful souls, I'm going to leave the video for just, I'll leave it running for just a few moments, and I will see you in the readings. So just get yourself centered and present, whatever is going on in your world. Trust your guidance, trust your intuition. It could be that one of the charms is speaking to you. It could be one of the runes. It could be one of the cards. It could be all 3. It might be one reading. It might be more than one reading. I always think just trust your intuition. This is your weekly touch base with your spirit team to really get an immediate message for you and see what is happening for the week ahead. Beautiful souls, I will see you in just a moment in the readings. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. You have the card of Wild Mage. This is a card that kind of recognizes that you are needing to approach something in a way that is both intuitive but logical. It's kind of like recognizing the balance of the magic alongside logical science. So there is something taking place around you here. I feel like it's something that's quite fast moving, or maybe a change has occurred with Othilla, the rune of both separation and gain and inheritance. Maybe something has occurred that has changed quite quickly. And you're needing to approach this from a position of both kind of recognizing that this, either that there's magic in this, it's meant to be, it's meant to happen. Or maybe it could also be that, yeah, maybe you are navigating your way through this still. Let's ask, what is this about? May we please have an immediate message for my pile 1. I'm seeing all of these cards for you. Let's check in and see what we have. So we have Sheila Nagig, fertility and creativity. We have initiation. Wow, look at the bats of transformation. And we have Imran. Look at you setting forth on a voyage of some sort. We have the lower world, the past, and the tree of life, conception. Okay. I feel a little bit like you're finding your way through something in the dark. Like a change has occurred quite quickly. Something has come along. Maybe you're just navigating some kind of a circumstance in your world that feels very new. I think some kind of a change or a transformation or even a new location for some of you. Something's happened very quickly, or something's come to light very quickly, or you've had a realization. Something has come to your awareness, but I think it's caused you to need to look at the eagle eye here, caused you to need to either see something and take action. I mean, this may well be a direction that you want to be moving in. With thought, we have the thought card, we have the 10 of fire. So we've got the 4 of fire, we have thought, we have the 10 of fire. We have the 8 of earth, we have the 5 of earth, we have the ace of fire, and we have the king of air. Back to the logic. Okay, so with this card, with the 5 of earth, I think something has either come to your attention or something has had to end quite suddenly because you realise that something was not quite what it seemed. The initiation, she kind of looks a little overwhelmed here. Okay, maybe something from your past has shown up. Something that took place in the past has suddenly ended. Now, you're at an absolute point of something new emerging. You've got the ace of fire. You have the 4 of fire. Take aim and fire. Go for it. This is a card that says absolutely stay on track. Don't be knocked off track. Stay on track. Approach this both logically and imaginatively. Be very balanced about how you move this forwards. I'm going to draw more cards and ask about this because I feel like you're a bit out at sea with something because it's happened very fast or there's a sudden realization. And you're needing to approach this in a very balanced way. For some of you, I think it has reminded you of the past. It could even be something from the past that has shown up. This requires a creative approach. Let's get more information for you. A creative and yet logical approach. May I get more information for my lovely pile ones, please? Could I first of all ask a little bit more about what's going on? Knight of Discs. This is about harvest. This is about maybe money in some way. Okay. Money or health. We have the Six of Wands. We have the Six of Swords. Okay. I wonder if some of you have actually been deceived by someone. I'm really sorry if that is the case. If this is not resonating with you, this may not actually be the right reading for you. However, I do want to say there's a positive outcome here. But I think that maybe somebody has deceived you or not told you the whole truth. I think it could have connected to money, actually. The root of it was probably envy. But definitely there is something here that has been kind of hidden or not shown to you. Someone did not show who they really were. Even in the thought cards, there are masks here. I think that you have discovered this, or it was shown to you. You've got conception, like that moment, that light bulb moment. And you've had to draw the line around something here. The challenge is to do this in a balanced way. It's not about just being logical. This is the problem here. In a way, I say the problem is that I think however logical you are, it doesn't feel logical. You know, this is, and I'm really sorry if this is right, because you're having to separate from something because something came to your attention. Now, it's very empowering that it's come to your attention, but there is a sadness around it. Yeah, I think for some of you, something has come up from the past. Either that or something has come along and pressed your buttons, but something's come in here. Now, it's difficult to be balanced and in alignment with this because there is a sadness and an emotionality around it, but you also need to be kind of logical and stay on track. It's caused you to have to act relatively swiftly, and it came quite swiftly. For some of you, this was like it came out of nowhere. What else do we have? Yeah, we've got the Hanged Man. Yes, what can my pile one, or can we get more information about my pile one responding to this? Okay, we've got the Three of Swords. And you've got the Seven of Discs. Okay, this is really straightforward, actually. This is actually so straightforward. I'm really appreciating this, actually. Thank you so much, Spirit Source, on behalf of my pile ones. I was like really feeling like something had kind of not exactly knocked you off track, but worried you, or something from the past coming up. Actually, all you have to do is say no to it. It's really straightforward. This is not as big as I think you might be feeling it, if that makes sense, my beautiful pile ones. Othilla, separation. Just say no, make a choice. The Seven of Discs is a real choice as to where we invest our energy. You don't have to sit in a stalemate over this. You don't have to engage with it at all, actually. Just rise above it. Absolutely rise above it. Just make a choice to move on. I know that's easier said than done. It really does feel for me as if something is needing to be let go of, but let go of by choice. Like, don't cling to it. Don't hang on to it. It's left you feeling a bit out at sea. But this is actually, it's a point of conception of something new coming in. This is actually a point of fertility. If you look at this from the perspective of both that wonderful intuitive position of potential alongside the logic of standing back and having an overview, you'll really see that there's real potential in this. This is Because this card here is a bit of a dark night of the soul, the initiation card. It's a bit like the Nine of Swords, really. But it's purposeful because it's a point of turn. Honestly, just say no to this. This is a real opportunity to choose to say no to somebody or something that had somebody or someone or something that wasn't completely honest. It didn't do what it said on the tin. Just don't engage with it. This is really clear cut. It's kind of like, don't buy into it, don't feed it. I'm really reminded actually of how sometimes we can, if someone does something that doesn't feel okay, we go over and over and over and over it. We're like, oh, why did that happen? Why did that person do that? Whereas, if I don't know, if a snake bit, if you got stung by a snake or a bee, you don't run after the bee or the snake and say, why did you do that? And try and have that conversation. But with people we do. We wonder why? Well, actually, in a way, honestly, just don't even go there. This is what I'm really being shown. I think your reading is actually asking you to detach from something. Now, if this hasn't happened already, this may not be the right reading for you, or I feel this is something that has already happened and it came kind of a bit out of the blue. You had to respond to it quite swiftly, but your reading is actually asking you to let it go. Put it behind you with the Six of Swords. Literally, put it behind you. Let it go. Whatever, sadness came from this. Surrender to the fact that this came with purpose. Say no to it, move on. I mean, that's quite logical, and I know if I put my therapy hat on, I know through and through that it is very hard to do that if we are emotionally wound up by something, or we emotionally invested in something and somebody then, it's heartbreaking when we discover they weren't honest or real. But honestly, stand firm, aim and fire in the truth and trueness of where you want to be and move on. Do not dwell in this. You can't change it. It's happened. And honestly, I don't think if you go back and try and invest again, I do not believe this will come to fruition. I think this is a real let it go, move on, be logical about it. Even if emotionally it doesn't feel like it, because emotionally and in your intuitive gut feeling, you kind of know that this had to come to light. I think because it's emotionally loaded and there's a little bit of fear and anxiety around it, heartbreak or sadness, all of those emotions. And I am so sorry you're feeling them. I really, really am. But honestly, your reading is saying put it down and let it go. Do not invest in it anymore. Just put your hand up, say no. This is a real, absolute no, and more no, okay? And then yes to where you're moving on to. I think part of this as well, it could for some of you literally be something that's come back up from the past. It could also be reminding you of something from the past. Let's ask about the coming week. Your message is really clear. Absolutely clear. Put it down, say no to it. Queen of Wands, wonderful. She is just so empowering. Her energy is so empowering. She's so transformational. We have the card of the Chariot. Move on. It's time to move on this week. Oh, I love this Devil card. This is a serious kind of, look at that, that finger, or those fingers that are being, it's kind of like seriously on your bike kind of thing. Look at this. The Devil is a card of liberation. It's do not hang around with this. It's like, do you know what? I'm moving on. I've got better things to do. This is a week to just really, really regain your focus. Whatever this was, it knocked you off your perch a bit. It pressed your buttons. It caused you to feel pretty stressed. Let it go, move on. Let it go, move on. Say goodbye this week, honestly. Cut the cords. And then absolutely self-mastery, King of Discs. In real, practical, pragmatic terms, crack on and get on with your life here. The King of Discs is a lovely, earthy, steady, grounded energy. You have better things to do. We have the Six of Discs. And look after yourself. Be generous with yourself. Be kind with yourself. You haven't done anything wrong. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. This is actually going to be short-lived. Okay? I feel it's concluded, and your reading is actually saying to you, it may be that through worry, through concern, because this happened quickly, that you have been left with fears or thoughts lingering that this is still going on, or it's going to draw you back into something. Your reading could not be clearer, pile 1. Simply say no to it, move along, choose where you invest your energy, and move things along in practical, pragmatic ways that support you. Literally, this is seriously just saying this week, put it behind you, move on in practical terms with whatever you can and need to do to invest in yourself and not invest in worrying about something. I think this is over with Othilla, the rune of separation. I think this is done, it's dusted. And your message is coming through because I think you feel like it's not done and dusted, or you're worried that it won't be. Aim, fire, look at the future, move on. Get the logical part of you to really step in, and very firmly, but also very kindly, kind of give you permission to not worry about this. I feel this is really press buttons. Move on, it could not be clearer. This is the week to just absolutely invest in being focused and moving with the energy that is taking this forwards. Do not buy into it. There is nothing left for you to buy into. I'm sorry it happened, my pile 1. I'm really sorry. But this is a point of conception that is now moving you ahead in a way that is so important. It's so important when somebody shows their true colours or something, you see it for what it is. And even though it can really throw us, honestly, so much better that you've let it go now than you've invested more in it. Pile 1, this is your reading. I am sending you the biggest hug. I'm so sorry that it happened. And I am truly rooting for you. I think the universe is rooting for you. Your spirit team are walking with you. This is done. It's dusted. It's over. Move on. Dear ones, this is your reading. And I am just wishing you every blessing in the week ahead as you move on, you let go, and you start to go with the energy that is turning around for you and building on something that is far more solid now. Pile 1, I am sending you so much love. Thank you for being here. Beautiful souls, thank you for liking, for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. If you want to make sure you never miss a reading, then subscribe and press the little bell icon. That way they should come into your stream as soon as I post everything. Don't forget to check out your monthly readings as well, which are on my Moon Magic monthly tarot channel. This is the Moon Magic weekly tarot channel. I will put the link to that channel in the description box right at the top so you can find the all zodiac sign readings as well. And if this is resonating with you, I look forward to seeing you again for some other readings really soon. Tons of love. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. You have the Death card. You also have Kano, the rune of openings, and you have the Eye of Horus. This really is a new dawn. And of course, any Death card is about transformation, about rebirth. So what is the immediate message that is coming through for you, my beautiful Pile 2s? Let's find out. What does your spirit team want to let you know about immediately today? And we'll also check out how the week is going to be unfolding for you. I'm seeing this and this and this and these two. I am also seeing that one there as well. Okay, may we kindly see what is being shown here. You have the sacred marriage. You have the threshold. You have Makkah. Okay. You have shaman, completion. You have the medicine shield, protection. Let's move these along a little bit. I think we can get them all into view here. Okay. All right, strength and endurance, the threshold, the sacred marriage. You are literally on the verge of a new dawn. And for some of you, this is about connection with someone. This could be, for some of you, a relationship reading. Something is completing and it is transforming. Why do we have Maka, the strength and endurance card here? Because her story is interesting. I mean, her story is a card of marriage, actually. However, it was a marriage where her husband bragged about her gifts. She was not, she married an earthling. She was of a different world. She married an earthling and he bragged about her abilities. She could race any horse and win, but ultimately this became her downfall through his bragging. What are we seeing here? What are we seeing here? You're being protected. There is a completion. We have heaven and earth. We have the 7 of fire. We have the crone. We've also got emotion and intellect. We've got the 10 of fire and we have the Queen of Earth. Okay, let's tune in with these cards and see what are we shown here. For my pile 2, what is your message? Okay, the threshold asks you to pause. I am wondering if for some of you, you are at a point in some kind of a connection, some kind of a relationship, and it has reached a turning point, and I think you are being asked to pause and evaluate before rushing ahead with something. I think that's what's actually being asked in this reading. We'll draw more cards in a moment, but there's something you need to see before going ahead. Kano is a rune of, it's a new dawn, it's a window of opportunity, it's a new pathway ahead. Whether you are about to commit to something in a relationship, and that could be a personal relationship, a love interest, or it could be a friendship, or even a community group, or I largely think this is a relationship with someone, if I'm honest. I feel there's something here. Whether it's taking a relationship to the next stages, whether it's ending a relationship. There is something, you're at a stage of a relationship with someone, and you're being asked not to rush this. I think you need to see something before you move forwards. So one stage ends, a new stage emerges. Now you'll be protected. You need the eagle's eye vision here. You need to see something from a balanced perspective. With heaven and earth and the Queen of Earth, I feel that there is something that needs to be sort of seen and grounded. You need to approach this with wisdom. You need to approach this connection and this next stage of the journey from a place of both emotion and intellect. You need to be balanced, but there is something you need to see before moving forwards, and that is the first message that's coming through here. It is in connection, I think, to a relationship of some sort, or to a commitment to something. So if it is your relationship to a business deal or something like that, like you could, or even a house, you could be buying a house. Certainly in legal language in the UK, when we complete, we're buying a house. It's what we call the completion date. So there is something about the completion here, and there's something you need to see or know before you move this forwards into the next stage. Why is this? May we please ask for more information? May we kindly ask for more information? The Knight of Swords shows up here for us. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this. May we ask about whatever is needing to be seen and known? What is it? And maybe why? Why is this needing to be seen and known? What is this? Let's ask. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands. Look at this. This is very dynamic. Knight of Swords, Queen of Wands, Princess of Swords. We have the Six of Swords. We've got the Queen of Cups, and we have the Justice. Now, the Justice card can indicate legal stuff, legal matters. Going back to the completion card again. Now this Princess of Swords, she reminds me of Iris, the goddess Iris. We have irises here, these purple flowers. The goddess Iris is very, very, very benevolent and loving, like the Queen of Cups, but she doesn't take any crap either. She really holds her ground. Yeah, I feel, and she is wearing armor here. I think before you proceed with something, there's something in your world before you proceed, and it's a lovely opening. I'm not saying it's negative. Interestingly enough, this isn't suggesting you don't commit. It's not suggesting you don't take it forwards in any way, shape or form. It looks pretty fruitful, to be quite honest, with the Queen of Earth. But you just need to be, again, it's like that emotion, intellect. Do you know, what this is reminding me of is, you know, when you buy a house, I mean, this is like the biggest thing that anybody really financially generally ever commits to in their life if they buy a house. But you know what? It's one of the few things that we buy on a split second impulse. Like most of the stuff that we purchase, you might go away and you might look at different prices and different products and you might take your time. But you know, the one impulse buy that takes place for most people is something like buying a house. It's really big. It's a huge commitment. And yet we buy impulsively. We go for it. And I just think this is a really, really interesting energy. There's something here that it's a huge transformation. It's this rebirth. And it involves a commitment, which is why I think we have the marriage card here. Whatever the commitment, this is suggesting, it's not suggesting you shouldn't make it, but it is suggesting that you dot the T's and cross the I's before you move forwards. There's something you need to see, either in the small print or something you need to sort out properly before you move forwards. So there are details to attend to. The Queen of Wands is a very empowered figure. The Queen of Cups, she is really, I think, the queen of self-care in many ways in terms of her emotional well-being. She's very intuitive. She listens to her emotions. The Queen of Wands is very empowered. She transforms things, death and rebirth. I think you need to look at this from a balanced perspective. It doesn't mean you shouldn't go for it, whatever this is, whatever this commitment, this opening is, but you simply need to look at it from a balanced perspective, look at it through logical eyes as well as the emotional feelings. It's like buying a house. If you've seen a house, you fall in love with it, fantastic. Now go look at it carefully, because you might want to negotiate. You can still have the house, but if you don't look at it closely, you won't necessarily negotiate the best price. So it's got this kind of flavour about it. You need the bird's eye view. So there's something here to commit to that's worthy of committing, and I think it can be fruitful and amazing, but you do need to make sure that the small print is covered. That's kind of the deal here, really, I think. Maybe ask how this pans out during the week. I mean, it's a very interesting, quite precise message, quite precise messages coming through this week, actually, in these readings. Maybe please ask how the week is panning out for my pile too. Okay, we have the King of Swords. We have the Four of Wands. Okay, so you can absolutely, I mean, this is a card of commitment, of celebration, of marriage, of engagement. How amazing. King of Swords, how precise, how accurate, using the logic to really, really make that decision, then make the commitment. We have the Two of Swords. I love this Two of Swords. It's like a crossroads, because this is the new opening that you'd hoped for. We have the Nine of Discs, which is fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. Nine of Discs. This is, I love that she carries a scythe. I mean, the Nine of Discs is a card of great satisfaction. You know, but she's kind of done the weeding and the pruning, so the results are extremely good. We then get the Seven of Discs, which is about where you invest, in making the right choice and a wise choice and investment. You have the Death card showing up again, and Very excitingly, you have the Knight of Discs, which is a card of harvest. Right, you're going to get the deal that you want, okay? And I think the negotiation can happen this week. This is basically saying negotiate. Negotiate from a logical perspective. And the future will open up and the pathway will open up. I think this is the week when something can be really moved forwards. You can cross the T's, dot the I's, you can achieve exactly what you want. I think you're going to get the desired result, which is lovely. But the key here is how it is navigated, because that's what you want to get to the finish line. I'm thinking of Makkah, the energy of Makkah. You want to get to the finish line and know that if you've made an agreement, that it's kind of properly established. Yeah, like signing up for a house. It's exactly that kind of thing. Make sure that it's properly covered and you've crossed the T's and dotted the I's. So just take your time, see it through properly and thoroughly in a way that balances what you desire alongside the kind of logical element of it. And that, from a balanced perspective, is going to bring you in the harvest and get you the desired results. I think this is a lovely week for you. I really, really do. I was really questioning what was going on for a while there. I will be honest, my lovely pile twos, but absolutely, this is coming through. This is how you iron things out and you make sure that you're on solid ground as you move ahead, because there is a wonderful opening in front of you, but so important that you're looking after your interests. Makkah didn't look after her interests. She followed through. She did, in a way, her husband had a different sort of investment. And she, it was at her sort of expense ultimately. So this is about you looking after your own interests in something, crossing the T's, dotting the I's. And I'm seeing everything work out really, really favourably. I think the opening is there. It's desirable. It's fabulous. You just need to look at it really, really clearly. And then you'll get the desired result. Pile 2, this is your reading. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving this energy at a time of such transformation. This really feels like it's a wonderfully mindful way of navigating life with conscious awareness. I mean, it's really super fantastic. Beautiful souls, this is your reading. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning into the readings. If you want to check out your all zodiac sign readings, they are on my other channel, which is the Moon Magic Monthly Tarot channel. This is the Moon Magic Weekly Tarot channel. I will put the link to that channel right at the top of the description box, so you can find it really easily if you want to check out your all zodiac sign readings. And beautiful souls, I mean, just thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon if you want to make sure you never miss a reading as soon as I upload them. And just thank you for being here. Thank you for everything that you do, the subscribing, the sharing, that supports the channel and helps me to continue to put free stuff into the world. Pile 2, have an amazing week. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Everything in your card is about being anchored and about grounding yourself. You have the rune Lagos of flow. I feel like go with the flow is coming through here. Let's check out and see what your cards are showing. We're asking, gosh, how many do you have here already? 3. Okay, we're asking, you've got River. We're asking for an immediate message from Spirit for you. You have River, Labyrinth, and Shape-Shifting. Okay, this is so interesting. Yeah, you're needing to let something unfold. Okay, here, something needs to run its course or take its time. You're going to find your way through this. This is a circumstance which is there is a circumstance around you. And this is your immediate message. There's something around you that is going to naturally change. Like the shape of it, the form of it is naturally changing. It's shape-shifting. And I think right now, you're being asked to sort of trust that you can find your way through this. let it literally go with the flow. Let it unfold, and let the journey find you rather than you trying to shape the journey. If that makes some sense, my beautiful souls. It's a very different way, and we are in a space of, you've got shapeshifter. We are in a space where we have some retrograde energy at the time of doing this reading. Look at this, we have shapeshifter perspective, and we also have East emergence. Okay, right, let me move your cards along a little bit to get these all into view. Okay, right, something is changing shape in your world. This is literally saying don't force it. Just let it unfold. Be responsive, but don't, be responsive, but this is something that you can't necessarily direct as such. I'm not saying that you're not going to be an active participant in the shape that is emerging, but this is much more about surrender, to surrender to the bigger plan and remain grounded. Take stillness breaks, really get present and notice what's going on around you. This is about having the courage to allow something to unfold, almost to find its own shape, to find its own direction. Let's get a little bit more information for you, my beautiful pile threes. I'm seeing this card and this card and this card. This one is coming through, and this one. And I feel the one on the base as well. Yeah, something needs to unfold. Let this circumstance or situation around you unfold in its own time. We have emotion, intellect. We have the 8 of fire. This is going to unfold pretty quickly. We have the journey. We have integrity. We have the King of Earth. And we have the 3 of fire. Yeah, I think that the situation around you is going to shift and change and unfold pretty quickly, quite frankly. There is something in your world that literally is changing shape. It's shape-shifting. Because something in your world is changing, you are called, your first and most immediate message is literally to allow it. Let it go with the flow here. Let it unfold. You will have choices to make along the way here. And I think things will unfold quite quickly. But allow this to happen. There's something going on around you that needs to run its course in its own natural way. I think that's going to happen quite quick. So I don't think you're going to have to hang around. Let me make sure that is that kind of catching there. Just make sure that we can see clearly and the camera is focusing for you. This is going to unfold pretty quickly. I don't think you're going to have to hang around. I think you're going to see the way forward. You're going to see the new dawn emerging quite soon. Like we have the labyrinth. I think you'll be through this labyrinth quite quickly. But it's like a birth, there's times to push and there's times to just breathe. And I think for you, this is much more a time to breathe because it's unfolding in its own way quite fast. It's materializing with the King of Earth quite quickly. All you need to do is kind of respond to what comes through with integrity. There will be choices along the way. But these are about you making those conscious decisions. It's like walking through the labyrinth and coming to a point where there's more than one route to take. I almost feel like you can't go wrong. Whatever route you take, as long as you are grounded and you kind of go with the flow, whichever route in the labyrinth you'll take, another pathway will show up to show you which path to take next. As long as you hold your integrity, your transparency, the way will literally be shown to you. So there's a situation around you, my lovely pile threes, that you cannot force. We have the owl here, we have another owl here. I think it's going to unfold very quickly, but you can't force it. This is very much about going with the flow, and this is your primary message. Go with the flow on this, let it unfold, be responsive. You can observe this, notice, be responsive, be balanced about how you approach this. The key is integrity, whatever the circumstances are that you are dealing with. As long as you hold your integrity, everything is going to emerge, and you are coming out of this. I feel like off on a new chapter or a new adventure. You are going to emerge from this feeling pretty cool and very, very okay with this. So just let it unfold. It's not for you to direct, it's for you to respond. Let's get more information about the week ahead for my pile threes. Could we have information about the week ahead? Look at this, we have the 5 of discs. This always, because of the skeleton, makes me think about choosing to let something go. Let it rest. Don't try and dig anything up or make it happen. Let it rest and the situation will unfold. I'm seeing all of these cards coming through for you, and this one, and this one, and this one. We have the Empress. Yeah, this is going to blossom and flourish. We have the King of Swords. You will get to make some choices here. We also have the 9 of Cups. We have the 6 of Wands. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the 4 of Discs, and we have the 7 of Discs. Okay, right, so what I'm seeing in the week ahead is that there's something that you could try to affect it, and it would be better if you didn't. It would be better if you just let it unfold. So let it be. This will emerge in its own time and probably quite quickly. You will get to make some choices. It's like the journey card was showing us. Yeah, I think this is emerging quickly. We have the 8 of Fire, the journey, the Empress, the King of Swords. This is going to unfold. The situation is going to unfold quite quickly. You will get to make some choices. And I think you will genuinely be very, very happy with the choices. You'll kind of make a commitment to a certain pathway with the 9 of Cups. I mean, the 9 of Cups often does indicate like an emotional commitment, or a commitment to a relationship, a commitment to a connection. The 6 of Wands, I feel there's some personal choices here. Actually, with the 6 of Wands. In many ways, the 6 of Wands is it's quite an act. It's an active and yet responsive energy. It's a card that indicates success. It's a card that says you will be seen to be successful as well. So this is really interesting, the East emergence, and look at the joy on this person's face as he moves towards a new adventure. And the King of Earth, very, very strong card. Something materializes very much in your favor. Yeah, the energy of your week is this is unfolding, and it will unfold in its own time. You don't have to dig it up. You don't have to be too directive about it. There'll come a point, I think relatively quickly, when you can make a choice or a decision. I think you'll be very happy with the result. Very, very happy. Kind of a bit like your crowning glory, really. I think it's like you'll get on track with this. So whatever is needing to be allowed to flow in your life, I think you'll know what this is, because it's something that you might be itching to to sort out. And the best thing is not to be responsive to that itch, but to let the universe unfold this, allow it to unfold, be responsive. There'll be a point when you can make some choices and decisions. And when you do, I think you'll get the success and the result that you want. Something will materialize and it'll shapeshift. So something's going to transform for you, especially with the Queen of Wands. This is an energy of magnificent transformation. So I think whatever is going on around you, that you need to sort of just leave it be. It will emerge this week. The transformation will take place here. And I think you will feel extremely like you're back on track. That's what's coming in here. You'll be back on track as to how you move this forwards. And I think you will then, you'll be able to then make very conscious choices because you're on sort of solid ground, really. I think if you try to rush to make too many choices and decisions before this unfolds, then it's like it would be premature, really. It would be a waste of your energy. So don't try to, there's something, don't control it, be an observer and a witness. And when the time comes to really get clear about what you want to do, you'll kind of know because you've allowed it to sort of percolate a bit really first. And yeah, I think this week is going to see that point of transformation where something has materialized, you've come out the other end of this, you've emerged, the whole situation or scenario or relationship or whatever it is, the whole scenario will have completely transformed by this time next week, whenever you find this reading. And but you don't have to force it. You simply need to respond and make choices along the way. I think there will be not a critical point, that's the wrong word, but a particular point along the way when you can step in and make a choice and a decision. Literally like walking through that labyrinth and you're just following the pathway. You don't quite know what's emerging, but you're just following it along. You're going with the flow. Suddenly there is do you go left or right? And something will come along, I think, to show you. And as I said, I sort of feel like you can't really go wrong. I kind of feel whichever road you take, it'll be the one that's right for you. It's very interesting because the energy present is shape-shifting in your favour. Because you have integrity and this is following through. In fact, it's really easy. The decision and the choice is one of integrity. As long as the choice you make is for the higher good and the well-being of all concerned or any situation, you can't go wrong, really. You absolutely can't go wrong. You'll be guided. This will shapeshift. It will transform. So remain grounded, remain anchored. This is a lovely message for you for this week ahead. It really is, my lovely pile 3. Yeah, beautiful souls, this is your reading for this week. Very clear. All the readings this week have been very, very clear, actually. Very specific messages, very clear guidance. Thank you so much for joining me for these readings. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much. If you're new and you'd like to subscribe and press the little bell icon, hopefully you will never miss a reading as soon as I post them. Don't forget to check out your All Zodiac Sign readings, which are on the Moon Magic Monthly Tarot channel. I will put the link to that other channel right at the top of the description box for you. Pile 3, keep me posted. I'd love to hear what's happening in your world. But this looks like it's really transforming in just the best possible way for you. So, how amazing and how wonderful. Beautiful souls, tons and tons and tons of love. I look forward to seeing you again for some other readings, and thank you for everything that you do that supports the channel and helps me to continue to put free stuff into the world. I really appreciate you, truly. So sending you so much love, pile 3, and I look forward to seeing you again for some other readings really soon.